Hey dudes, I'm Hilah, and today on Hilah Cooking, I'm making vegetable beef stew. I've got a cold front blowing in, it's getting kind of stormy and overcast, and I was like, what am I gonna stew? And then I was like, oh yeah, I have some vegetables and beef. I'll do that. Duh. First step, we're gonna season our meat. I've got about 2 pounds of beef chuck here. Chuck is really good, but really anything you wanna use, something kind of inexpensive is good because we're gonna be cooking this for a long time, so it'll get nice and tender no matter what, even if it's kind of gross and gristly. All right, and then this is just some salt and pepper, paprika, and some regular old flour. If you are going gluten-free, then you don't have to use the flour. It just gives it like a thicker, more gravy-like stew consistency at the end. But you could skip it or maybe use some cornstarch or some arrowroot powder instead. So just kind of toss this around. Use your hands if you need to. We're gonna put about a tablespoon of, you guessed it, Mama's favorite bacon fat. If you don't have a jar of bacon fat, shame on you, but also you can just use some vegetable oil or olive oil. Basically the point is we need to brown this meat because brown food tastes better. Okay, when you're browning meat like this, if you crowd the pan, then you just end up steaming the meat and it doesn't get nice and charred and seared. So we'll probably just do this like just a single layer, and you know, we're not trying to cook it through, we're just trying to get some color on it. 3 to 5 minutes per batch. Just kind of let it sit there for about a minute and then stir it around. Okay, so this is all browned. Excellent. And I've just been transferring it into this bowl as it's browned. And there is so much good stuff happening down here. I'm gonna take the last of my sherry. This is probably just about 2 tablespoons. So use that liquid. You see this all starts boiling off. That's great. This is called the fond, I believe. It's not a word that I ever use, but in case you care about vocabulary, all that stuff stuck to the bottom of the pan has a name. All right, and then I'm gonna add my aromatic vegetables, and this is carrots, celery, and onions that I've cut into pretty big chunks. When I do a stew, I like to cut the vegetables into slightly smaller than bite size so that when you get a spoonful, you can have multiple things in one bite. We're just gonna let these get a little bit softened, just briefly. And then I'm gonna add, I've got some potato and turnip. So the potato is here, it's kind of like this off-white, and then the turnip is this pure white. If you've never eaten a turnip before, this is what they look like when you buy them in the store. They are related to the brassicas, so like cabbage and rutabaga. They have kind of a cabbagey flavor, kind of a slightly bitter, really similar to rutabaga if you ever had a rutabaga, but if you haven't had a turnip, you probably haven't had a rutabaga. But cabbagey flavor, I don't know. Some people, they're really bitter, so you might just have to try them sometime and find out. It's a genetic thing. But to me, they're kind of sweet. They have a lot less carbs than potatoes, so if you're trying to like stay low carb, then turnips are a good substitute in lots of stews. If you don't want to use turnip, I've got 1 turnip and 1 potato here. If you don't want to use turnips though, you can just use more potato. That's totally fine with me. And I left the skin on the turnip because it's a tender, edible skin, and I peeled the potato. I don't know, it's just personal preference. To me, russet potato skins are kind of hard and gross. So I peeled it, and I'm not sorry about it. All right, so that's great. I'm gonna go ahead and add those in, and add in our browned meat and all of the juices that have come out of there. Bloop, that's gonna be awesome. And then a whole boatload of garlic. Sorry for yelling. Our spices, our herbs, so it's a bay leaf and some thyme and some oregano. No, some thyme and some tarragon, sorry. Okay, and now for the liquids. I've got a quart of store-bought beef broth. You can use water if you don't have beef broth, but obviously you're gonna get a richer flavor if you do all beef broth. Woo, Woo, woo. Okay, and then I've got 2 cups of a homemade beef stock. The difference between stock and broth is that stock is made from bones and broth is made from meat and other things. So this is like super rich. It's got a ton of like collagen and delicious beef fat in it. Oh boy. So now I've just got this over high heat. I'm gonna bring it up to a boil and then I'm gonna turn it down and let it simmer for at least an hour, up to 2 hours, just until everything's nice and tender and delicious. So I'm out. Okay, so it's been just over an hour. You can see how much this has reduced. It's gotten really thick, the vegetables are tender, the meat's tender. I'm gonna add a cup of green beans. If you wanna use frozen green beans, that'll work too. And stir those in. I'm gonna turn the heat up a little bit just to get a good simmer going and let those cook for maybe another 15 minutes just until they're tender, and then we're ready to eat soup! Soup's on! Alright, if you like this recipe, please check out my rear beef stew recipe. It's also delicious for fall and super duper easy. And remember to subscribe so that you never miss a video. And also, printable recipes are always available at hilahcooking.com, including this delicious vegetable beef stew recipe. It is delicious. I'm telling you guys, it's the best. I hope you try it. Please leave a comment below. Please like and tell your friends. And thank you so much for watching. Bye.